Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader, and it's Thursday night, the 27th of January. These are the charts of the day. Quite a few new ones and some old ones, but the market's still very active and very much bullish looking to me. We don't have any signs of an impending downturn, although, I mean, we certainly have signs, but we haven't had any evidence, that's for sure. Anyway, starting off with AERL, Asia Entertainment and Resources. Very big surge, broke this out in November, running it from 5 up to 11 and change. Then it took about 2 months to consolidate, popped out in early January, consolidated again, and today jumped 97 cents. Most of it late in the day, up 9% on the biggest volume in about a week and a half. So perhaps we're going to take a run at this 1218 area where the stock peaked out over a couple, 3 days here. Gets to that, look for 1415 for my short-term trading target. AMED, AMED, which we put a swing trade out on, jumped 293 today, or 8.8% on 1.1 million. If you scroll in, you'll see that's the heaviest volume in a month. Broke out above the early January highs. It appears to be headed for 40. A short-term trading target. Beyond that, perhaps mid-40s. Amylin Pharmaceuticals, which was a disaster in October, plunging all the way from the 20 range to under 10. It snapped back, consolidated for 6 weeks, broke out again in December, and then has been consolidating again for about 4 or 5 weeks. And today broke out, $1.17 up. 9.5 million shares traded, by far the heaviest volume in the last couple months, and then 3 months now, actually. And it appears to me that we may be ready for a test of higher levels. Short-term resistance at around 18, 17 3/4, 18 may be tested quickly. Secondary target up around the 20-21 zone. China Media Express, CCME, had a significant day today in my mind. After moving out of the coil early January, it moved up and formed a little one. And low volume ebb occurred yesterday on a very narrow day, and today it popped 326 or 16 and 2/3% up on 5.5 million shares. Heaviest volume we've ever seen in a stock. And with the clean breakout above the November high, can very easily see a move into the high 20s, but we have a short-term trading target around 27. Cirrus Logic, one of this hot semiconductor group, spiked up today and exploded for 335 or almost 19% on 17 million shares, the heaviest volume since the spike up here in November. And apparently at this point, we may see, since they closed right at key resistance at the July high and multi-year highs, going back to 2001, we're looking at an 11-year high here. I'd be looking for additional upside, provided we get the follow through. If that occurs, look for 25 and then 28. EEE, which had a monstrous move from about 65 cents up to over $3 in just about a week, 2 weeks ago, and pulled back and formed this nice little coil. Today it managed to move about 20 cents or 8%. Volume picked up to 2.7 million, the heaviest in about a week and a half. And it appears it may be on the verge of trying to break out of here. If we can get up through the 3, 10, 15 zone, I believe we got a 4 and then maybe $5 stock headed here. We'll see. ES, Energy Solutions, had a key breakout today, jumping 40 cents or 7%, but more importantly, took out this lateral price resistance and perhaps completed this base pattern. Volume surge 2.6 million shares, and with any kind of follow-through, you may very well see the stock quickly get up to the 7.5 range, or a short-term trading target on ES. EXEL recently broke out of this declining channel and then accelerated yesterday. Following through today, it reached the 9.25 range right at or near this high here. I'm actually a couple pennies above it. Closing right at 903 on the back off, but still 2.6 million shares, pretty good volume. If we can get some acceleration here, I think we can see something up towards the 11, 11.5 range for EXEL. EXFO, Electro-Optical Engineering, EXFO, which popped sharply a couple weeks ago and then pulled back in a little bit of a coil, broke out yesterday, managed to hang tough today and have an inside day, but it was up a nickel. Anyway, the stock appears on the verge of maybe accelerating and popping here. We got a short-term trading target, 11.5, 12. FTK, Flowtech, has been acting very, very well, to say the least, and has moved up from $1.75 to almost 7. Yeah, it hit 7 today. In the last almost 90 days, about 3 months, a little less. But the rising channel here is at force. We're at the top of that channel. My feeling is it could accelerate here and make it up towards the 8.5, maybe 9 range short term. Glue Mobile had a significant day today, popping 44 cents or 16.5% on 6.1 million. That's by far the heaviest volume I've ever seen on Glue, and it's ever traded since it went public a few years ago. After the early January pop that got near the November high, it backed off, but support held. It came out again, had a terrific session 2 days ago, running right up to resistance. That backed it off yesterday, but today it broke through, and now it may be headed for 375.80 is on my short-term target, and then beyond that, about 4.5. ISSI, another hot semiconductor stock, broke out with a pop today of $1.01 or 10%, 2 million shares traded. That breaks it out of a 8-month base. Secondary target may be tested shortly up around the 11 3/4, 12 zone, and beyond that, I'd look for a retest of the April high up near 14. Nano. Now, Nano had a big day yesterday, and today it held an inside day on lower volume. I like that. I think the stock has a chance of breaking and continuing to my trading target around 19.5, and beyond that around 22.5, 23. Up next is PSS World Medical, which hit a multi-year high today. Let's take a look. It's the highest level in a good 13 years today, folks. And you can see that this lateral price line of resistance for the last 8 or 9 months was taken out during the session and it closed above that up $1.20 or 5% on increasing volume the best in about 3 weeks. This looks to me like it could get into the high 20s, a short-term trading target. QPSA Que Pasa had a big session today, breaking out of this wedge and jumping 210 or 16.5% on 1.3 million, which is the heaviest volume that it's traded since it went public about a year ago. Strong rising channel. Top of that channel right now calls for a potential move up towards 17.5, 18. Keep an eye on that for that. Spectrum Communications, another semiconductor stock that's hot and a member of our top 25 for months now. As you can see, a beautiful rising channel here. It's taken it from 7.5 to 21, nearly tripling it. And at this point, it seems to be headed for 24 at the top of that channel. Teradyne, another semiconductor stock that exploded today for $1.71 or 11.7%, but 19.3 million shares traded today. Very heavy volume. The stock actually went through the top of its short-term channel and may be headed for lateral price resistance and a test around 18.25 or half short-term. TravelZoo, a current swing trade idea of ours and one that's moved very nicely, which reached all the way up to 52.71 a week and a half ago. It backed off to the rising channel and the 50-day moving average reversed, and then today moved up 255 or 5.5%. I'm looking for a retest of the highs, eventually a takeout and a move up towards 60. And lastly today is Under Armour UA, which broke out of this declining channel with a vengeance, popping almost 6 points up 591, 11% on 3 million shares. Earnings related move, but a significant technical move. As you can see, the channel that's in force appears that this stock could make a run at the 68 to 70 zone. That's our short-term trading target zone. And that's it for tonight and this week. Have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you Monday night.